Hey, welcome to Performance Reviews, where I give you the review from the technician's point of view. And today we're going to go over the vacuums that Target sells. Now, if you're new to the channel, well, first up, the obligatory like, subscribe, all that nonsense. If you're new around here, I have years of experience not only testing, but also repairing vacuum cleaners. If some of these opinions in this video are confusing to you, I suggest you watch my video on the cheap vacuum cleaner trap. It will explain a lot of things if you're not familiar with them in this video. First up on our list is a Dirt Devil. Now, it's going to come as no surprise that a $50 vacuum is probably not going to be recommended. I don't even know how they get this vacuum out there that cheap. This machine is lack of any sort of modern filtration, which means it's putting most of the dust back out into the room as you vacuum. It's also made by Dirt Devil, which was a brand created back in the day for consumers who expected less. That is a quote from Royal, who started Dirt Devil. So we're going to say no on that one. Next up, we have some Bissells. Now, it's funny to see these here because Bissell makes these in a purple color over at Walmart, but it is exactly the same machine. There's no post-motor filter, so again, you're putting a lot of that dust back into the room, which is really bad for you. And God forbid you have allergies, this is a no-go, let alone it being bagless. These machines also are known to melt the base plate, melt the brush roller, so these are a pretty high maintenance machine when it's working right. Again, I'm not going to recommend this. This really isn't anything different than the Dirt Devil for $50. This is just a more expensive disposable machine. Next up, we have a Shark. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Shark, I do have a video on Shark themselves and some of the deficiencies of the design of this cleaner. Shark makes quite a few machines that are this shape and size, and they're really all about the same. They are really no different than the Dirt Devil before them, except if you try and get the warranty, they're real sticklers and they make you pay shipping and you get a refurbished unit, and it's a whole song and dance with them. I don't recommend Shark, and you won't find any credible sources recommending Shark anything. Last up here, we have the Shark Stratos. I want to refer you to my friend at House of Vacuum, Matt. He has a great video on this machine, on its maintenance, and as a review, he actually used it in his house. So don't take my word for it, take Matt's word for it. You probably don't want this, but I'll put a link below to that video if you want to see an in-depth reason why not to buy this machine for $400. Next, we have the Dyson. Yes, they have a Dyson Upright, and this machine is probably one of the better of the machines up here because 1, you have warranty support, 2, you have a 5-year warranty that you can actually make good on. They'll send you new parts in the mail for free, and then 3, it's somewhat repairable. So those are interesting pros to buying the Dyson. The con is that when you look at machines in this price, it's outclassed by just about every other brand out there. So that is the con. Now, when this machine goes on sale, often at other box stores, we see this machine in the $250 price range. It's a lot more appealing, and you really are getting what you pay for here. However, I personally don't want the extra maintenance of a bagless vacuum like a Dyson. I will say on this current generation of Dyson, the cleaner head, which they have updated for this, was supposed to fix a lot of issues, and yes, it fixed some issues, but it created a whole mess of other issues. So understand that there's a motor inside the brush roller that can burn out, more like will burn out. Also, this brush roller has stickers on it which come off, so as that brush is spinning on carpet, those stickers are going to come off and you could get like glue schmutz all over your carpet. So just be aware of those stickers. You might preemptively take the brush roller out of this machine and remove those stickers and take some rotary alcohol and make sure there's no stickums. But this is kind of like a, if it's on sale, kind of like a conditional buy. So I'm going to go ahead and make some recommendations for Dyson stick vacuums. The V11, V15, and Gen 5 are probably the downfall of the Dyson stick vacuums. They're bulky, they're not particularly more powerful, they don't have much runtime even compared to the previous generations. So I generally do not recommend these machines. Again, I have in-depth reviews describing all these deficiencies. Now, let's talk about the other two machines. There is a Dyson V8, which is probably the pinnacle of Dyson cordless machines, and this machine, when it's on sale for $250, we're going to say under $300, is a decent value at a stick vacuum. Again, it is bagless, it is high maintenance, you go outside to empty it, you have to replace filters, just understand what you are buying. But if you want something for quick pickups, this is not the worst option in the world. Now, the Dyson V12, again, these numbers don't make a whole lot of sense, is a newer design and deals with the deficiencies of the V11, Gen 5, and some of the other machines. If you want the newest or the latest Dyson that's somewhat decent, the V12, and the V12 also has a button on top, you don't have to hold the trigger. So that is probably the one I would recommend. Now, would I pay $500 for it? Absolutely not. That price is ludicrous. These machines are made in Malaysia, assembled by children. Again, you can go take a look at Dyson labor allegations. If you are going to buy this, make sure it's at least 20% off. You'll probably find it discounted even deeper. Now we have the most interesting machine here, and probably the genesis of this video. We have a no-name brand from China. So Target has started just importing random vacuums from China, and if you weren't aware, you could get all sorts of horrible machines made in China from Alibaba. They don't cost very much, and they'll put any name you want on them, including your own if you order enough of them. Interesting to see these here. I kind of want to test this and see how bad it is, but it is kind of expensive for what it is, so I don't really see a reason you'd buy this versus the others, but it's interesting that it's here. And I just want to note that the rest of these, if you notice all these vacuums on display, they're like nailed down, screwed down. They don't want you feeling them. And you can't say it's because they're going to steal them necessarily. A vacuum's a little bit big to hide under a jacket to walk out of a store. They do this so that you don't try them, so that you're just buying it based on looks and what the package says. And that's kind of a deceptive practice of all box stores that sell vacuums that I am aware of. And it's why I generally recommend you go to your local vacuum store so you can look, try, and feel before you buy. And usually those guys have pretty good pricing. Next up, we have the biggest category in vacuum cleaners right now, which are stick vacuums. Now, stick vacuums, going back to why are you buying this vacuum cleaner, are meant to be a secondary machine. So if you have a bigger house or you have a real busy household and you need to vacuum real quickly, that's what these are meant for. These are not designed to be your only vacuum. And that's where a lot of people fall short. They think because some of these are $400, $500, $600, $700 that it can be only vacuum. 1, they don't have the power. 2, they don't have the capacity to be your only machine. 3, a lot of them don't do hard floors properly. Stick vacuums are a real double-edged sword and kind of like an extra thing that you are buying. So keep that in mind when you're looking at any of these. Now, there are some Dyson stick vacuums. There are some Shark stick vacuums. And oh boy, the Shark ones are actually truly terrible. They have some machines that are advertised as cordless and they're actually corded. Really awkward machines. And then they have some cordless machines, and I'm going to, again, lean on Reddit here because it's actual user experience. You're going to see that some of these Sharks can't actually be emptied the way the bin is designed. There's no way to get like the dirt out of the bin. So again, steer clear of those. Let's say you had a Target gift card and you really had to spend your money at Target to get a vacuum cleaner. Let's look online and see if it's any better online. Well, right away we're greeted with 50% off. Must be a good deal, right? Most of the same stuff that we see in store. Just scrolling down here, some more Sharks, Bissells, Dirt Devils. I do see some Tyneco's, and now Tyneco is an emerging brand from China. They tend to be a decent value. Again, warranty's kind of a question, but so one thing I do see online are some hard floor only vacuums. We see the Bissell Zing bagless and this Eureka bagless. Unfortunately, these machines are both made in bagged versions that are significantly better than the bagless version, and I recommend those over these. Not a win, but at least there's a little bit more variety looking online. Alright, we have the Eureka Mighty Mite, which is a hard floor only, or just like a quick canister when you need accessories. This is not a horrible machine for the value. Of course, it's not high quality, and you could get a dud right out of the box. It's at least got decent power and standard accessories, so we're going to call that a win. They also have this bagged Bissell, which means it's a little bit higher filtration than the other Bissells, but it still suffers from the same quality deficiencies with the roller and having to change the belt. So it's a better option for 140 some bucks, but still not maybe the best option. All right, now we're starting to get into just distribution stuff. We have things like these Proluxes. You're never going to see these in stores. Prolux is like this gray market importer of vacuum cleaners. Why the machines are halfway decent usually, the warranty and like the overall parts availability isn't there for some of the stuff, and it's still just all made in China, and you are very similar to getting a machine priced in a first world country at this price point. So I probably wouldn't recommend it, but they are here and it is an option. Also, we're now really getting into Target acting kind of like Amazon, as in just hooking you up with distribution. So now we're starting to see random products that they will never sell in store, like Auric. I have a whole video on this machine if you want to know about that. You also see Sanitaire, which is oddly enough a division of Bissell. And this is like a dump model. This is not a machine you want. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of these weird gray market machines. We're seeing things also overpriced, like this Karcher. Oh my gosh, this is like a $60 machine. They want $160 for it. It's overpriced. Don't buy this here. Go to Amazon or somewhere if you want one of these. All right, now we're starting to see some other brands. There's two brands I want to address. One is Hoover, and Hoover is probably the king of disposable machines. If you want a decent disposable machine, generally Hoover is the one to buy. They tend to have the most parts available. They tend to be kind of the best built and the most practically designed. However, a $150 or $250 vacuum is still a $150 vacuum, lacking a lot of modern features or things. But I wouldn't be afraid to get a Hoover if it's on sale. The other thing that we see here is Kenmore, which is very similar to Hoover, where, again, if it's on sale and the price is right, I think the difference between Kenmore is good luck getting warranty done. So that's the thing kind of sets Hoover or Bissell aside from the other brands here on this list. This next one perplexes me because they're not an authorized dealer, but they are distributing Miele, and Miele is big sticklers. If you don't buy it from an authorized dealer, they are not going to honor their warranty. So if you want a Miele, this is not a bad vacuum. Go to your local dealer, buy one locally. It'll be the same price or less, and you'll have a full warranty. All right, folks, what have we learned from this? Well, Target in store really has a poor selection of vacuum cleaners. If you want to spend your Target gift card online, you'll have a slightly better selection. And really, probably the best thing is to use that Target gift card for something else in store or trade it with one of those gift card trading companies. I'm going to have linked below to things I recommend, and we'll also, in the description below, have links to things I've reviewed. A lot of these machines I have reviews on as well. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day.